there, danksters and cannabis enthusiasts. Welcome to another enlightening episode of the Weed Wisdom Podcast brought to you by thedailydank.com. I'm your host, Daisy Dabs, and I'm super excited to guide you through today's deep dive into the diverse world of cannabis consumption methods. Whether you're an experienced cannabis connoisseur or a curious newbie trying to find your way, this episode has something for everyone. First off, we'll be lighting up the topic of smoking joints, exploring why this timeless tradition still holds such cultural significance and continues to be a go-to method for many. We'll then move on to the modern alternative, vaping. We'll chat about why it's become so popular lately and how it offers a cleaner hit compared to smoking. Next up, we'll dive headfirst into the world of bongs and pipes. We'll break down the more intense experiences these devices can offer and help you figure out which piece might be right for you. After that, we'll munch on the topic of edibles, where I'll share some essential tips on dosing and the importance of patience to avoid a not-so-fun experience. Our journey doesn't stop there. We'll also explore the fascinating realm of dabs and concentrates, what they are, how they're made, and why they've become a favorite among the more experienced users. And to top it all off, we'll round out the episode with a look into innovative consumption methods like tinctures, topicals, and even cannabis-infused beverages. These might just give us a glimpse into the future of cannabis consumption. So buckle up and get ready for an educational, entertaining, and enlightening journey through the many ways to enjoy cannabis. Let's get started. All right, let's kick things off with a classic, smoking joints. There's something undeniably iconic about rolling up a joint and lighting it. It's probably one of the most recognized and celebrated methods of cannabis consumption, and it's steeped in history and culture. From Woodstock to modern-day gatherings, joints have remained a staple in the cannabis community. So why do joints hold such cultural significance? Well, for one, they're incredibly social. When you pass around a joint, you're not just sharing cannabis. You're sharing an experience, a moment. It's a ritual that brings people together, creates connections, and fosters a sense of community. Plus, rolling a joint is an art form in itself. It's a skill that takes practice, patience, and a bit of finesse. There's a certain pride that comes with rolling the perfect joint. But it's not just about the culture. There are practical reasons why joints remain popular. For starters, they're incredibly convenient. You don't need any fancy equipment, just some rolling papers, a bit of weed, and you're good to go. They're also portable, making them ideal for on-the-go sessions, whether you're at a concert, a party, or just hanging out with friends. And let's not forget the flexibility. They can be as simple or as elaborate as you want. Want to add a filter? Go ahead. Trying to roll a cone? More power to you. Now let's talk pros and cons. One of the biggest advantages of smoking joints is the control it gives you over your cannabis experience. You can adjust the size and thickness of the joint to suit your preferences, whether you want a quick buzz or a long, leisurely smoke. However, joints also have some downsides. Because they involve combustion, you're inhaling smoke, which can be harsh on the lungs. For some people, this can lead to coughing or discomfort. Additionally, smoking joints can be less efficient compared to other methods. A lot of the THC can be lost in the side stream smoke, the smoke that drifts off the lit end of the joint. This means you might be losing some of the cannabinoids you're trying to enjoy. Finally, there's the smell. While some people love that distinctive cannabis aroma, it can be a dead giveaway that you've been smoking, which might not be ideal in certain situations. So, while joints offer a unique and culturally rich experience with plenty of practical benefits, they do come with their own set of drawbacks. But for many, the pros far outweigh the cons, making joints a tried-and-true favorite in the world of cannabis consumption. All right, moving on to a modern alternative that's been making waves in the cannabis community, vaping. Vaping has seen a significant rise in popularity in recent years, and it's not hard to see why. In a world where people are increasingly health-conscious, vaping offers a viable option for those looking to enjoy cannabis without some of the downsides associated with smoking. So, why has vaping become so popular? For starters, vaping is often considered a cleaner alternative to smoking joints. When you vape, you're heating the cannabis to a temperature that releases its active compounds, like THC and CBD, without actually burning the plant material. This means you're inhaling vapor instead of smoke, which can be much gentler on the lungs. For many people, this translates to a smoother, more enjoyable experience. Another reason for vaping's popularity is its convenience and discretion. Modern vaporizers are sleek, portable, and easy to use. You can carry a vape pen in your pocket or purse and take a quick puff almost anywhere without drawing too much attention. Plus, vapor tends to dissipate quickly and doesn't linger like smoke, making it a more discreet option for those who need to be mindful of their surroundings. Now, let's talk about the benefits of vaping. As I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest advantages is that it provides a cleaner hit compared to smoking joints. This can be especially important for people with respiratory issues or those who simply prefer a less harsh experience. Also, many vaporizers come with temperature control settings, giving you more control over the vaping experience. You can dial in the perfect temperature to release the specific cannabinoids and terpenes you're looking to enjoy, enhancing the flavor and effects. But of course, no method is without its downsides. While vaping is generally considered safer than smoking, it's not entirely risk-free. Some cheap or poorly made vape cartridges can contain harmful additives or contaminants. That's why it's super important to buy from reputable sources. Always check for any third-party lab results to ensure the product's safety and quality. Another consideration is the initial cost. High-quality vaporizers can be a bit pricey compared to a pack of rolling papers. However, many people find that the investment is worth it for the enhanced experience and potential health benefits. And speaking of costs, some argue that vaping can actually be more efficient. Because you're not burning away the cannabis, you might find that your stash lasts longer. So while vaping comes with its own set of pros and cons, it's clear why it's become a popular choice for many cannabis enthusiasts. It offers a cleaner, often more flavorful experience, and can be a more discreet and convenient option compared to traditional smoking. Whether you're a seasoned vapor or just considering making the switch, it's definitely worth exploring further. Next up, we'll dive headfirst into the intense world of bongs and pipes. Stick around to learn more about choosing the right piece and the unique experiences these devices offer. All right, cannabis enthusiasts, now it's time to dive into the exciting world of bongs and pipes. These devices are often hailed for offering a more intense experience compared to other consumption methods. For those who are new to the scene, let me break it down for you. To start with, what exactly are bongs and pipes? Well, they're both devices used for smoking cannabis, but they work in a slightly different manner. A bong typically uses water to cool and filter the smoke, making for a smoother hit. You might hear people refer to them as water pipes. They come in various shapes and sizes, each offering a distinct smoking experience. Pipes, on the other hand, are more straightforward and don't usually involve water. They're smaller, more portable, and incredibly easy to use. Speaking of experiences, using a bong can be quite a ride, especially for those who haven't tried it before. Because the smoke is cooled by the water, you can take larger hits without it feeling too harsh on your throat. This often results in more significant and immediate effects. However, beware. Those big bong rips can sneak up on you, leading to a much more intense experience than you might be used to. When it comes to choosing the right piece, there are a few things to keep in mind. For bongs, you'll want to consider the size, material, and type of percolation. Larger bongs can deliver bigger hits, but they're not as portable and can be more challenging to clean. Smaller bongs or bubblers offer a good balance between intensity and convenience. As for materials, glass is the most popular because it doesn't alter the flavor of the smoke, but it can be fragile. Silicone and acrylic options are more durable, but might not give you the purest taste. For pipes, the considerations are somewhat similar but simpler. You want something that feels good in your hand and is easy to carry around. Many people prefer glass pipes because they offer a clean taste and come in all sorts of cool designs. Metal and wooden pipes are also available, each with its own pros and cons. Metal pipes are almost indestructible, but they can get hot quickly and might impart a metallic taste. Wooden pipes have a classic vibe and can add a unique flavor to your smoke, but they require more maintenance. Now, let's weigh the pros and cons. Starting with bongs, the biggest advantage is that they deliver smooth, cooled hits that are easier on your lungs. The water filtration also helps to remove some of the toxicants and particulates in the smoke. However, bongs can be bulky and fragile, making them less ideal for travel. They also require regular cleaning to maintain their performance. Pipes, on the other hand, are perfect for on-the-go smoking. They're portable, easy to use, and generally more affordable. The downside is that the smoke can be hotter and harsher, as there's no water to cool it down. This can be tough on the throat, especially for new smokers. In summary, both bongs and pipes have their unique benefits and drawbacks. Bongs offer a cooler, smoother smoke with a more intense experience, while pipes provide portability and convenience. Depending on your lifestyle and preferences, one might suit you better than the other. So, whether you choose a bong or a pipe, each has the potential to elevate your cannabis experience in its own special way. Coming up next, we'll be munching on the topic of edibles. Trust me, you won't want to miss the essential tips on dosing and the importance of patience to avoid a not-so-fun experience. Stay tuned. All right, wonderful listeners. Now it's time to address a delicious and somewhat tricky topic: edibles. Edibles. The tasty treats that pack a punch and promise an experience like no other. But don't let their delectable forms fool you. These little goodies can sometimes sneak up on you if you're not careful. So, let's dive into everything you need to know to make your edible adventures enjoyable and stress-free. First off, let's talk about what edibles are. Simply put, edibles are food items infused with cannabis extracts. They come in a variety of forms, from brownies and cookies to gummies and even savory snacks. What makes edibles unique is that they offer a completely different experience compared to smoking or vaping. When you consume them, the cannabis is metabolized by your liver, converting THC into a more potent compound that can deliver long-lasting effects. So yes, those seemingly harmless gummies can pack quite the punch. Now, one of the most important aspects of consuming edibles is understanding proper dosing. Unlike smoking or vaping, where the effects are almost immediate, edibles take much longer to kick in. It can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours to feel the full impact. This delayed onset often leads people to consume more, thinking they didn't take enough initially. And that, my friends, is how you end up on a one-way trip to Overwhelmsville. So how do you avoid that? Patience is the key here. Start with a low dose, usually around 5 to 10 milligrams of THC, especially if you're new to edibles. Wait at least an hour before considering taking more. Trust me, giving it time to work its magic can make all the difference between a pleasant trip and an overwhelming experience. It's always easier to consume a little more later than to deal with having too much at once. Speaking of patience, let's talk about why it's crucial to avoid underestimating these tasty treats. Unlike other consumption methods, the effects of edibles can last significantly longer, often up to 6 hours or more, depending on the dose and your individual metabolism. That's great for a sustained experience, but can be daunting if you've taken too much. So always remember, the slower you go, the smoother the ride. Let me share a little personal anecdote to drive home this point. Once upon a Friday night, I decided to try a homemade brownie gifted by a well-meaning friend. I thought, hey, I've got a high tolerance, I'll eat the whole thing. Fast forward an hour, and I was deep into an anxiety spiral, hugging my pillow for comfort. A classic case of not following my own advice. So, from my experience to yours, start small and be patient. Your future self will thank you. Now, a few tips to enhance your edible experience. First, always have some non-infused snacks on hand. Munchies are real, and you don't want to mistake hunger for the need to eat more edibles. Second, stay hydrated. Water is your best friend here, helping manage any dry mouth or discomfort you might feel. And finally, create a comfortable environment. Whether you're watching your favorite movie or relaxing with some music, a cozy setting can greatly enhance the experience. To sum it up, edibles offer a unique and flavorful way to enjoy cannabis, but they require a bit of knowledge and patience to master. Start with a low dose, wait for the effects to kick in, and always be mindful of your consumption. When done right, edibles can provide a delightful and long-lasting cannabis experience that's hard to beat. All right, folks, stay with us as we move on to the fanciful world of dabs and concentrates. We'll explore what they are, how they're made, and why they've captured the hearts of experienced users. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're now venturing into the fascinating, potent world of dabs and concentrates. If you're an experienced cannabis enthusiast looking for a more intense experience, or just curious about what all the buzz is about, this part of the episode is for you. So, what exactly are dabs and concentrates? Essentially, these are highly potent forms of cannabis that have been processed to extract terpenes and cannabinoids, the compounds responsible for the plant's effects and flavors. Unlike your typical flower, concentrates come in various forms, including wax, shatter, and oil, each offering a unique experience. The process to make them involves using solvents like butane or CO2 to extract the desired compounds, resulting in a product that's rich in THC and other cannabinoids. Now, why have dabs and concentrates become so popular, especially among seasoned users? One word: potency. Concentrates can contain THC levels upwards of 80–90%, delivering a powerful and immediate effect. For those with a higher tolerance or those seeking a more intense high, dabs offer an efficient and effective way to achieve that. Plus, the concentrated nature means you can consume less product while still getting strong results, making it a favorite for those looking to conserve their stash. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Let's delve into the pros and cons. On the pro side, as mentioned, the potency and efficiency are hard to beat. Concentrates allow for precise dosing, which is great for medical users needing specific amounts of cannabinoids. The vaporization process also tends to be cleaner than combustion, reducing potential harm to your lungs. However, this method isn't without its downsides. The high potency can be a bit much for newcomers and can lead to an overwhelming experience if not used carefully. There's also the matter of equipment. Dab rigs, e-nails, and other tools can be pricey and require a bit of a learning curve to use properly. Safety is another concern. The process of creating concentrates using solvents can be dangerous if not done in a controlled, professional environment. Always ensure your concentrates are sourced from reputable suppliers. All in all, dabs and concentrates offer a potent, efficient, and unique way to enjoy cannabis. Whether you're seeking stronger effects or simply looking to try something new, these products have a lot to offer. Just remember, start small, be mindful of your tolerance, and buy from trusted sources to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience. Stay tuned as we explore the more innovative consumption methods like tinctures, topicals, and cannabis-infused beverages. It's going to be an enlightening conclusion to our journey through the diverse world of cannabis consumption methods. Welcome back, my green-thumbed friends. In our final segment today, we're diving into some of the most innovative and exciting new methods of consuming cannabis. We're talking tinctures, topicals, and cannabis-infused beverages. These methods are not only fascinating, but might also give us a sneak peek into the future of cannabis consumption. So let's break it down, shall we? First up, let's talk tinctures. Tinctures are essentially cannabis extracts that are dissolved in alcohol or another solvent. They come in small bottles with droppers, making it super easy to measure out your dose. One of the main benefits of tinctures is their versatility and ease of use. You can take them sublingually, which means placing a drop or two under your tongue for quick absorption. Or you can add them to your food and drinks to give them a little cannabis kick. The onset of effects is usually quicker than edibles, often kicking in within 15 to 45 minutes, and the dosage is easier to control, making tinctures a fantastic option for both beginners and experienced users seeking a precise, controlled experience. Next on the list are topicals. These are cannabis-infused balms, lotions, and oils that you apply directly to your skin. The cannabinoids in the topicals interact with receptors in your skin for targeted relief, making them ideal for managing pain, inflammation, or skin conditions without the psychoactive effects that come from consuming cannabis in other ways. This method is particularly popular among athletes and individuals with chronic pain, as you can apply it directly to the areas that need it most, providing localized relief. It's like having a secret weapon in your wellness arsenal. Now, let's not forget the rising stars of the cannabis world. Cannabis-infused beverages. From sparkling waters to coffees and teas, the beverage industry is really starting to embrace cannabis. These drinks are a social, discreet, and enjoyable way to consume cannabis, and they work much like edibles, with the effects gradually kicking in after a bit of digestion time. Imagine enjoying a refreshing cannabis-infused lemonade on a sunny day. Sounds like a dream, right? Plus, with precise dosages listed on the labels, you can control your intake just as easily as having a glass of wine or a beer. So, what does this mean for the future of cannabis consumption? Well, these innovative methods point to a growing trend of blending cannabis seamlessly into daily life and wellness routines. Whether you're looking for quick and effective relief, a fun new way to unwind, or simply exploring different ways to enjoy cannabis, these methods offer flexible, user-friendly options. All right, time for a little personal anecdote. I once attended a wellness retreat where they offered yoga sessions followed by a cannabis-infused tea ceremony. At first, I was skeptical, thinking it might be just a gimmick. But let me tell you, it was one of the most relaxing and enlightening experiences I've ever had. The gentle onset of the tea allowed me to unwind fully and connect with the meditation, making it an unforgettable experience. So if you get a chance to try something similar, I highly recommend it. And there you have it, folks. Tinctures, topicals, and cannabis-infused beverages are not just innovative ways to consume cannabis. They may very well be the future of how we incorporate cannabis into our wellness routines. Whether it's a precise tincture, a healing topical, or a social beverage, each offers its own unique benefits and fascinating possibilities. Keep exploring and finding what works best for you. All right, wonderful listeners, we've covered a lot of ground today on the Weed Wisdom podcast. Let's do a quick recap of the key points. We started with the timeless tradition of smoking joints, delving into its cultural significance and why it remains a go-to for many. We then moved on to the modern rise of vaping, discussing why it's become such a popular alternative for those seeking a cleaner hit. Next, we explored the intense world of bongs and pipes, sharing tips on choosing the right piece for a more potent experience. Edibles came next, with essential advice on proper dosing and the importance of patience to avoid overwhelming yourself. After that, we ventured into the potent realm of dabs and concentrates, highlighting their appeal for experienced users and the pros and cons of such a powerful method. And let's not forget the innovative consumption methods we wrapped up with: tinctures, topicals, and cannabis-infused beverages, offering new ways to integrate cannabis into your daily life. I encourage you to explore these different methods and find what works best for you. Whether you're rolling a classic joint, puffing away on a vape, or enjoying a cannabis-infused beverage, the world of cannabis consumption is rich and diverse, just waiting for you to dive in. Don't forget to check the show notes for any links and articles mentioned in today's episode. Thanks for hanging out with me, Daisy Dank, on the Weed Wisdom podcast, brought to you by thedailydank.com. Keep blazing those trails, and until next time, stay lifted, friends.